I am headed out in the rain to go to Things from the Heart resale. They are having a $10 bag sale again from their entire store. So I am going to be taking y'all along with me. Let's see what we can find. Hi, I'm Janine. Thrifting and shopping secondhand has been a part of my life for the last 15 years, and I've been able to curate the wardrobe of my dreams over the years, as well as decorate my home by shopping at thrift stores, garage sales, consignment shops, the Goodwill outlet, and Facebook Marketplace. If you like secondhand outfit inspiration, upcycling, thrift flips, and home decor ideas, just keep watching to see Jane Thrift. Things from the Heart is a local charity shop that provides free food to people in need in my area, and I love being able to support their cause in any way that I can. When I go to bag sales like this, I have several goals. Finding good, solid basics, loungewear, exercise pieces, sleepwear, items also that have elements to have the potential to upcycle with features like textured fabrics, great patterns. Like, I love florals so much. I also look for trims and buttons. Those can be so expensive from retail stores, and you can find so many great pieces that are super unique in the thrift store. And of course, I'm going to always keep my eye out for those spectacular finds that I can wear just as is. Sales like this can be pretty well attended, and this one was no exception. Regardless of it being very crowded and people purchasing multiple $10 bags, I was able to select some great items for my wardrobe, and my husband actually found a few pieces for himself. The beauty of shopping these $10 bag sales is that I can get items that I may pass up with regular pricing, and I love it because these items can still be put to good use. And I not only found some great clothing items, I also saw some great accessories and shoes. Those categories are really challenging to find in good condition at other bulk thrifting shopping locations, such as the Goodwill outlet, so I did not want to miss looking at any of those items. It's the next day, and I've got my bag of clothes, shoes, and accessories in here that I got for $10. My husband did pull out two pieces that he got for himself, so everything else is for me. And so I'm really excited to go through everything. I kind of forgotten in the commotion of everything that I got. So let's head on in, see what I got. All right, the first item for myself are these Old Navy sweatpants that have the blue tie-dye. I really like these. These are going to be definitely for lounging around the house. All right, what is our next piece? Oh, this is an upcycle piece. This is actually a cabbie tank top. It's a size small. It is really cute, but the reason I got it was for the tassel trim. That is really what I'm going to be using. This, I think, is like a polyester fabric. No, it's not. It's actually 100% rayon, but it feels not the best. I can always use it for some patches. It's actually kind of a neat kind of pattern on there. So I definitely will use this for upcycling totally. But I'm most excited about the tassel trim. All right, next item in here. Oh, you saw me pull these actually. These are some Vince Camuto little gladiator sandals. I thought these were so adorable, and they are in fantastic condition. They have been worn a little bit, but in great condition. I love Vince Camuto shoes. Next item in here, I don't remember this. Oh, that's right. This is a Lululemon t-shirt that I got, and I think I'm probably just going to be wearing this around the house. Have the little Lululemon symbol there. I only have a few other Lululemon pieces. The biggest thing that I love about them is the fabric and construction. There is something to be said about this brand. I really, really enjoy it. So I may pair that with the tie-dye sweatpants. What is our next item? Oh, yes. I think I showed this to y'all in the store. This is a loft necklace. And y'all know I love to wear yellow. In fact, let's just put this on. Very cute. Love all the colors. I think I actually used to own this necklace a long time ago, and I'm glad that it's back in my life. Next item. Oh, yes. This St. John suede jacket. This is a stunning piece, a very expensive piece, and it is very unfortunate, that stain there. It looks like ink, and it looks like, I don't know if somebody's tried to get that out or not, but I am unfortunately going to be using this for an upcycle, and it also has a belt. I'm very curious. Well, with this being a size 4, I think. Yeah, let's see actually if the belt actually fits me in any form of the imagination. Surprisingly, I'm probably going to be able to keep this part at least intact, but I'm not sure what I'll be using the rest of the jacket for, but the suede is just so incredibly buttery soft, and it's a shame that it is damaged, but I'm not going to let it just go to the wayside. Next item in here. Oh, this bag. I thought this was such an interesting piece with the red embroidery and the fact that it was like Greek on the tag. So I am very curious to do a little bit of investigation on this. And I think this will look so cute. As you can tell, I like birds. So this is so cute. Love this. I think this will go perfectly with my style. Still going. Next item. Oh, this is that soft surroundings dress. I am unsure of what this is going to look like on, but it's like this periwinkle blue. I believe it's 100% cotton. Yes, it's 100% cotton, and it has this paisley embroidery. It is a caftan, has the embroidery here at the bottom as well. So after I launder this, I'm going to be trying everything on, so very anxious about this one. Next item in here. Oh, is this the last piece? Okay, that is the last piece, but it's a big one. This actually was the find, I feel. It is this Free People movement sweatshirt. I love the pleating detail, and the puff sleeve has a hood on the back. This is just adorable, totally out of season right now, but wouldn't that look cute with the tie-dye sweatpants too? All right, I just showed you 9 pieces that I pulled out of the bag, and then with the additional 2 that my husband got, we got a total of 11 items, which means we paid around 91 cents per item. So I would say that that is a fantastic deal. I'm going to go ahead and launder everything that I can launder, and I'm going to come back probably tomorrow or the next day and just do a quick little try on of everything and see what works and what doesn't. Change of plans. We're going to make this video a lot more exciting, and instead of just trying things on really quickly for y'all, I'm going to be doing my 2 DIYs here, and then at the end I'm actually going to be styling everything up into really cool outfits. So let's get started on those DIYs. The first DIY upcycle that I'm going to do is by utilizing the fringe on this cabbie tank. I'm actually going to be adding it to this shirt. This is a piece that I thrifted a while ago, and I have several other items that I'm going to be utilizing here to do patches and some different items here. I have a whole plan for this. I have a bed skirt, some drapery panels, a men's shirt, some sheets, an old dress, all from like garage sales and thrift stores. So let's go ahead and get started on this. I'm really excited. I've got my shirt all laid out here, and I'm going to show you what I've been working on. I have been cutting up all of my donation pieces, and I am going to start off with the fringe from the cabbie tank. Now, my original plan was to put a portion of it on the front and then the remainder of it to go all the way across the back. Well, unfortunately, I don't have quite enough of this fringe, but I'm just going to modify my plan to make that work for me. So what I'm going to do is start off by adding this trim here on the front. So there's the trim on the left front, and the rest of the hemline here, I'm going to be using this eyelet. Now this comes from a bed skirt that I removed a portion of, and I don't have the size completely mapped out, but I just cut a portion of it, and I'm going to have this as a different heights here. I want this to be longer than the fringe, and it's also going to be going up higher on the shirt as well. I'm just kind of laying this on here just to give myself and you an idea of where this project is going, and then I will move forward with actually applying all of these pieces. Then I have a plaid patch from a men's shirt. I think I got this at the Goodwill outlet. I'm going to place that here. That is a 7x7 patch. Next, I have this playful star shape that I cut out of a floral sheet. I'm going to add that to the center of that plaid patch there. And then for the third piece on this area on the bottom left is going to be this piece that I cut out of a drapery panel, and I just cut around the floral pattern here, and I'm just going to lay that on top of both those pieces. And then moving my way up to the top of the top, I have this patch. I need to still iron that out, but I'm just doing a rough plan here first. This is from a dress that I found at a garage sale, and I'm gonna add this to the top right. And then I have two pieces of this lace that I'm going to be modifying the neckline. This has a higher scoop neck here, and I'm going to be changing this into a V neck. And so these are going to trim out that new V neck. I need to try that on, see where I want that to land on me, and then I will place that on where it's actually going to go. But that is the initial plan here on the front. For my first step, I'm going to do the neckline. I tried it on and placed a pin here of where I want the lowest part of the V to be. So what I'm going to do is, when it's all finished, I want this lace to go down to this seam here on the shirt, go up to that point where I want the V, and then I'm going to curve this lace piece out up to the shoulder hem on both sides here. That will be my new neckline. I penciled out the line on one of the sides here, on one side of the middle seam here of where I want to cut, and I'm just going to fold that in half. I'm doing this upside down so I can reach this a little bit better for when I do cut. And I'm just going to line up the front and the back, have that neckline there. I have this seam right here in the middle, and I'm just going to trim that away. And now I have my new V neckline that I will be able to now attach my lace to. I've got the one side pinned on, and now I'm just going to pin this other side on here before I take it over to my sewing machine. I've got one side of the neckline lace sewn on. I am using a zigzag stitch in a kind of a golden brown yellow color thread, and I have found it to be a little bit easier to begin on the actual neckline where it is straight and then go over to the side of the scallops. I am sewing all the way around the entire piece of lace so that is attached. Got the neckline lace all sewn on. I'm loving the way that that is looking. And I'm going to go ahead and work on the patch that is going to go here on the bottom left. And I'm going to sew this together separately and then apply it to the shirt. So I have all three, the plaid, the floral star, and then the floral cutout here. So I'm just going to pin these together and then take this just little small patch over to the machine and sew them all together. Got the patch all sewn together, just those three pieces. So I can go ahead and attach it here on the front here. And then I have this patch up here. So I'm going to go ahead and pin those on and sew them on as well. And all of these, this patch included, I just did a straight stitch all the way around with the same color thread. And I just went around all close to the edges. Now I'm going to take this over to my sewing machine and do the same process. So close to the edge with a straight stitch, and I'm just sewing right over these pockets. I will never be utilizing these pockets in this type of a shirt. They're actually just adding more of a patch detail for me. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that now. Got all the patches on the front all sewn on. And before I move on to the trim on the bottom hem, I'm going to go ahead and turn my attention to the back because I do want to add some patches, and I'm just going to utilize those 4 same fabrics that I did on the front of the shirt and just do some random kind of square and rectangle pieces and attach them here on the back. Here is the back with all the patches on here. I really like this touch on here. I'm going to turn my attention back to the front of the shirt and move on to the bottom hemline trim, where I can finally attach that tassel trim that I originally started with. I went ahead and cut it to size here. And I have also cut to size the eyelet that I want to use over here. I'm going to go ahead and attach the trim here with some pins, and then I'll move over to the eyelet. This particular shirt has a slit on the side, so it makes it really easy where to stop and start here with my trim. I'm going to go ahead and keep that original line from the shirt here and keep that exposed. And I'm going to go ahead and pin this on, and I'm going to sew this on before I go over to the lace piece, so then I don't have things flopping all around with pins. I've got the tassel trim sewn on, and now I'm going to add this eyelet, and this I'm just going to overlap a little bit over this trim. And what this is it already has a built-in fullness or pleat from the bed skirt, but I really do not like this machine edge that came from the factory when I just cut and removed it from the bed skirt. So I am going to keep it attached while I sew because I want to keep it nice and pleated where I want it. And then I'm going to sew just a little bit below, so then I can go ahead after I sew and remove that top edge. So I'm going to go ahead and pin everything on and go from there. Now that I have the eyelet all sewn on, I'm going to go ahead and carefully trim away this top portion here and just have a raw edge right above that sewing line that I just did. That left me with this adorable raw edge here at the top that when I wash and dry it, it's gonna ruffle and fray up. So now the front is all done. I am loving this. And I'm gonna go ahead and trim out the back. And since I don't have enough of the tassel trim, I'm going to use some of the lace, the remainder of the lace that I used on the neckline. I have almost enough of this tassel trim, but I'm going to go ahead and just finish off this here on the back with this lace. And I think that'll add just enough to finish it off. I found that this was actually easier to sew on without pinning it, just kind of lifting and sewing. And I think I may overlap that just a bit over top. So I'm just going to take this over to my machine, not even pin it, and just run it on through. And I did do a zigzag stitch on both the trim, the tassel trim, and I'm going to do it on this lace as well. So zigzag stitch all the way across. And here we have our upcycled boho tunic top, all inspired by this tassel trim that I got from the bag sale. Really excited about this one. And all I need to do now is to wash and dry this piece so all of the raw edges on all of the patchwork that I've applied here will fray up, and it'll be perfect. The next time that you're going to see this will be styled up in an outfit in the styling portion. The next DIY upcycle is going to be utilizing this suede from the jacket. I'm going to be using it to make some patchwork jeans. I have these oversized jeans that have just been waiting to get something done with them. So I'm going to be adding some suede patches as well as some other patches, some stripes, paisley, and denim, all from Thrifted fabrics. I've got the jeans all laid out here for me to work on, and since I really like the fit of these, I don't want to alter the fit at all. Instead of actually cutting open the side seams to be able to get in and add the patches, I actually seam ripped open the sides. I was having a challenging time with the bottom hem, so I kept those attached. Hopefully that will be okay. We'll see as we go through the process. But what I'm going to go ahead and do is add one patch at a time, pin it on, bring it over to the sewing machine, sew it. I'm going to go straight around the edges, as close to the edge as possible, with a straight stitch with my golden brown thread. I've got all the patches sewn onto the front. I do have to do the back still, but I think I forgot to mention a couple of things. When I did seam rip open the sides, I know I mentioned about I kept the hem line intact, just that little tiny bit, but I also only ripped it up to like the bottom of where the pocket is. That way I can still get in there. And honestly, it may have been a little bit more difficult, but this really wasn't that bad getting in there because I had full access to the fabric here. So loving that. And that way when I'm done, I can just sew that right back up on the original seam line. And that I was also using a denim needle on this. So now I'm going to turn this over and get started on the back. I did just a few patches here on the back. Just did two of this printed chambray fabric and then a suede patch. And then I did a couple on the back pockets with this printed and then with the stripe here. And all I did was I went over the pocket, it did make him a little bit smaller. This is a half pocket, and just left the top open. And when this gets washed and dried, it's gonna fray all up and look super cute. Now all I need to do is turn this inside out, and then I'm gonna reattach the side seam and I will be all done. All done sewing on these patchwork jeans. The patches and the side seams are all done. So now I just need to put this in the wash and the dryer, and it will fray up all those edges that I love, except for the suede. It won't be doing that. And I did want to mention also that I washed and dried all of these fabrics, including the suede, prior to me sewing all of this on. So all of them have been washed and dried before, so they should just meld right into each other. Very excited to wear these, so the next time you'll see these, be styled up in an outfit. We have the Revy wedge sandal by Vince Camuto. These retail for $120. And of course, I got them at the bag sale for 91 cents. These are super comfortable little gladiator sandals, and they just really honestly kind of blend in with my skin tone, which I love being able to do that. I paired it with this Daughters of India block print dress. I did not thrift this one. I got this several years ago. This is an Australian brand that I absolutely adore. This is an exquisite hand-blocked cotton dress that uh, it will be in my wardrobe forever. I did actually pair it with some turquoise jewelry. This is the necklace that my husband gave to me on my 25th anniversary, or our 25th. And today is actually our 30th wedding anniversary. He gifted me with 3 vintage turquoise cuffs, and I am wearing one of them today. I'm just in amazement. And I also have this vintage jute bag that I got at the Goodwill outlet. Love the entire look, and we're just planning on hanging out today. We're not doing anything super fancy. We just want to enjoy each other's company. We might stop by and get a little treat at a local bakery, but we're just kind of enjoying the day, enjoying each other, and celebrating 30 years. We've got the Lululemon Intensity. It retails for $58. And then the Old Navy blue and white tie-dye jogger sweatpants. These retailed for about $35, and I paid 91 cents per item. I can't say that the blues particularly go together. The top is blue actually, but I have no problem wearing these together. This is going to be perfect for working out, for doing some things around the house, also just doing some lounging. So this is a perfect little comfy and cozy outfit. And this is one of the biggest reasons why I love to shop at these bag sales and also like the Goodwill outlet, because I do not like spending a lot of money on exercise clothing, lounge clothing, or sleepwear. And those two places is where I have gotten all of my sleepwear, all of my loungewear. I do have to say though, I have thrifted some really good sleepwear at the regular thrift store, and they've been some pretty high-end brands. So I can't say that exclusively, but I do really enjoy doing that. It is so much fun to be able to find pieces like this. This is the Free People Movement Pick It Up pullover. It retailed for $148, and I just slipped it on over top of the Lululemon t-shirt and paired it with these really cute tie-dye joggers. I really like this. This is a lot of fun for a workout outfit. I mean, or just lounging, just bumming around. If I'm gonna do a sweatshirt, which I don't do very often, this this is what I want to do. The pleating on here is just stunning. I love this big dramatic sleeve. And I love the Free People Movement fabric. It's just amazing. It's just like it reminds me a lot of the Lululemon fabric. It's just super nice, really nice quality, super soft, feels super durable. And I love that this piece has the hood on here as well. This will be super fun to wear when it gets a little bit cooler, and I'll be able to go out on walks and look really cute, which I don't normally do. So this is a lot of fun. Super happy that I found this piece. Here is the Soft Surroundings 100% cotton maxi dress. It retailed for about $164, and I am unsure about it. It is super comfortable, but I want to see if I can style this in a way that I actually like this. I think this is a stunning dress. It's just not speaking to me personally stylistically. So I want to try styling this in a way that I would like, and let's see how that works. Okay, styling this has taken me a very long time. I've been fussing over it. I have tried many different options and I like this, but I am not 100% sure if this piece is for me particularly. I absolutely adore the color. It is just stunning. It's definitely a piece that I wouldn't mind having in my closet in like a different like silhouette or shape or something. But what I did this time to style this is with some really lightweight jeans. I would actually call these kind of chambray. They're really lightweight. And I tucked in one of the sides of the dress into the pocket to create this draping. And I really do like this style where it's that kind of login look layering, and I really enjoy all the fabric, all the draping, and the just the layers. I am a textile freak, so I know that this look may not be for everyone. I do enjoy something like this. I did pair it with some colorful beaded necklace here. This is an Anthropologie piece that I got on Poshmark, along with these pom-pom shoes that I also got on Poshmark. These are Anthropologie as well. I think they added some really big punch to this outfit. And while I'm not 100% sure, I do want to hang on to this piece, kind of see if I can style it some different ways in the future, and we'll go from there. Y'all, this outfit is my boho dreams come true. I'm actually taken back by how much I love this look. This is a personification of my personal style at the moment. And I just love it. I love that the fringe from this cabbie tank and combined with so many other pieces that I have thrifted, including this floral tunic top, this would very easily retail for about $75 if I were to purchase that. And I love the patchwork and the fringe on the back as well. So, so cute. I paired it also with the loft necklace. It's picking up on the little bits of yellow here in the tunic top. And this retailed, I believe, for about $40. So very excited about these finds and ecstatic about this shirt so much. I just paired it with some vintage plaid shorts that are super wide and oversized. I also have this jute bag introducing some of that red pink color here. Got this at the Goodwill outlet. Got a Free People hat I got off of Facebook Marketplace. And then some slide-on sandals here that I got at Goodwill. All in all, in love with this look. And can't wait to wear this in many other ways. The jeans. I love these patchwork jeans so much. And the suede just adds so much character to these. I really love the combination of all the different patches. I love the slouchy nature of this. I even added the belt from the jacket to it to really coordinate the whole entire look. Jeans like this, if you buy from a maker or from a retailer, can easily be $100, if not more. So really, really love the way that these turned out. I'm so glad that I had these jeans to be able to upcycle. And I did off camera actually add a little bit of hand stitching with some white embroidery thread to the one pocket here, just a really simple stitch, and love that little addition there as well. I went with a really cute boho outfit for this look, and I paired the jeans with this American Eagle striped cotton shirt. I love how big and oversized and flowy it is. I intentionally left it wrinkled. I know some of y'all might have an issue with that, but it is something that I really love. I think that it adds a little bit of different character to this look, and it really goes with the whole boho outfit. And I have this charm necklace. This is a Free People piece. Also have some thrifted leather cuffs here. And then on my feet, I have these Aloha's sandals. They're like a snake print sandal. Love the entire look together. And you may notice that I do not have a bag with me because I want to pair it with that Greek like bird print bag that you saw me find at the thrift store, and actually pull it out in my haul. And there's a bit of a story behind it. The bag actually had a couple of little stains on the front, on the top. And so I was like, okay, I'm just gonna spot treat this with a little bit of cleaner. And I did that. And I thought that it was just a watermark on there. So I kind of put water all across the entire top band of the bag so it wouldn't leave any demarcations. And it dyed it. I realized after a while, I'm like, it's coming out pink. It dyed the bag pink on that top band. I was very upset. And I was so upset, I let it dry, and I just stuck it on a hook in the back of my laundry room. And I'm like, this is frustrating. So I ended up really trying to get this dye out. I used several different methods that I have had work for me in the past, and it was not budging. I still don't know too much about that bag. There's not a whole lot of information on it. I did see one in another colorway that sold on Etsy, but it didn't tell me the value of it. Anyhow, I ended up to be able to utilize it. I just hand washed the entire piece. I dunked it and it became all pink. Let me show you. So here is my bag. I do like the original colorway better, but I still do enjoy this being pink, and I'm definitely going to wear it because I think it's an adorable bag, and I'm just gonna pair it with this outfit here today. I think it adds a punch of color, and I have slightly gotten over the fact that I dyed this pink, but anyhow, I love the entire outfit. I'm thinking that this could retail for about $20. And I think it also adds a really cute boho touch to this outfit, and really pleased with the entire outcome. Everything that I showed you today retails for $760. And of course, I paid $10. So very excited about that. That is a difference of $750, and that's not even including the two pieces that my husband got. So really excited about those numbers. Well, that does it for today's video. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope that you enjoyed it. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. And if you have not yet subscribed, I'd love to have you here and subscribe and become a part of our thrifted and secondhand family here on CJ Thrift. Thanks again for following along, and I will see you in the next one.